What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very, very well. We are going to finally look at Windwalker Monk, and we're going to look at Conduit of the Celestials today. This is one of the hero talents that they get to have. It's either Conduit of the Celestials or Shadow Pan. Those are the two that you're going to get to choose. I'll talk about the tree in a second. Let me talk about Windwalker Monk changes right now really quickly, because there are some massive changes. If you guys don't know, the entire Windwalker talent tree, spec tree, got like completely reworked from the ground up. Just, I mean, like, there's similar abilities still here, like Feline Stomp and Whirling Dragon Punch, but you can see stuff has been moved around. There are a massive amount of changes. Let me go through some of the biggest ones. Number one, haste is a good stat for us now. It scales Fists of Fury damage, and it actually scales some other stuff too. So talents like Invoker's Delight, which gives you 20% haste when you have a Celestial, is super good, and it's obviously very, very good for this particular build because we're summoning Celestials all the time. We'll get to that in a second. But haste is a very good stat for us now. It's not a dead stat anymore. A lot of the abilities on your bar actually have their cooldowns reduced with haste. You can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, Rising Sun Kick has an 8.1% second cooldown. 8.1 second cooldown, sorry. That is highlighted in green, which means it scales with haste. You can lower the cooldown the higher your haste goes. Fist of Fury is the same. Whirling Dragon Punch is the same. Those are the really important ones there. So important to understand that haste is a very good stat now. Strike of the Windlord is a massive button now. They got rid of Bone Dust Brew and just baked it into Strike of the Windlord. They got rid of Rushing Jade Wind as an active button, and they just baked it into Strike of the Windlord. So Strike of the Windlord just has like 3 abilities mashed into one. It is very strong now. You want to start your combo with Strike of the Windlord because, again, it triggers like a Bone Dust Brew effect, which is right here. Targets struck by Strike of the Windlord are sent reeling. Your abilities have a 100% chance to affect them a second time. So that is just Bone Dust Brew reborn in Strike of the Windlord, which is really cool. Jadefire Stomp no longer has an ability to reset its cooldown based on you hitting other abilities, and it gives you 20% movement speed, but its cooldown is reduced to 15 seconds. So instead of getting procs and resetting it, you just have a 15-second Jadefire Stomp now. That's it. Whirling Dragon Punch is now a massive button that can be talented to give you 4 stacks of Teachings of the Monastery and cause Teachings of the Monastery to stack up to 8 times, which is your Blackout Kick hitting multiple enemies, right up here. Tiger Palm and Karjanex Blackout Kick to strike an additional time, right, which is really, really crazy. So you can make it hit 8 different times, which is kind of ridiculous, but Whirling Dragon Punch is a really good button now. Expel Harm is now passive, and generally speaking for Windwalker, we are no longer using random abilities to keep our mastery rolling. Instead, you are using actual combat abilities to make that happen. As far as the rest of the talents, I'm not going to go over all of them. I've really found that Inner Peace has been an important talent for me to take. I feel like Energy Management and Tiger Palm especially is very important now. Tiger Palm has a lot more value. It's not like kind of a useless button anymore. It's just, it's actually a really strong button. So that's the spec tree really quickly. I'll probably do another video on it, but I just really wanted to highlight it here. If you're living under a rock and don't know what's going on with Windwalker, their spec tree is entirely changed. Okay, Conduit of the Celestials. This is almost an entirely passive tree with a couple of important synergies, but not too many. Okay, number one, you get Celestial Conduit. You call upon the Celestial. You actually don't, at the beginning, you just channel a bunch of damage. Let me show you really quickly. You just channel a boatload of damage, and if you proc Storm, Earth, and Fire beforehand, they will also do it. So we press this, and then we channel. We're all channeling. Woohoo! That's it. And then it summons a bunch of Celestials to help you out while you've got that. I'm going to go over the Celestials right now. So I'll come back. We'll cast it in a minute, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like. It's kind of cool. You get up in your little floating chair and you float around and do a bunch of pulsing damage. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, honestly. Got myself so I get into combat. The rest of the talents in this hero tree are dedicated to each individual Celestial that gets summoned. So you've got, of course, Zuen, you've got Nizao, the Black Ox, You've got Rushing Jade Wind, the red crane. You get Rushing Jade Wind and Spinning Crank. You have a chance to cause Chi-Ji comes in, and then you have Yu'lon as well. They all do different things. I'll talk about it in a second. This is maybe the most important talent in here, or one of the most important talents, and actually one of the few synergies that exists here. Teachings of the Monastery has a chance to refund a charge when it's consumed. That's very, very cool. And Tiger Palm damage goes up, which is super great. Given the fact that we are potentially consuming 8 stacks of Teachings of the Monastery with the Whirling Dragon Punch tech, having some of those charges refund themselves just means that our blackout kicks are going to be constantly striking additional times, basically for free, which is very, very cool. Okay. The other big combo talent here is that you get Rushing Jade Wind whenever Zuen the White Tiger is spawned, which is super cool. You get Rushing Jade Wind, of course, for free from Strike of the Windlord. That is another really good one. Jade Fire Stomp is going to buff that. I was looking for the other one here. This is the other big one here. So after consuming 30 Chi, your next Storm, Earth, and Fire will call Yu'lon, and then Yu'lon decreases all your cooldowns. Rising Sun Kick, Fist of Fury, Strike of the Windlord, Whirling Dragon Punch, they go down by 75%. That means that you're just like, you're super turbocharged in that moment. And even Fist of Fury channel time goes down by 50%. So everything is super fast and accelerated. That's what Yu'lon ends up doing, which is super, super cool. Nizao is kind of boring. After Zuen assists you in any way, whether you press Zuen or whether he is called for free, then Nizao comes in and stomps. So his is pretty basic. Zuen himself, whenever you Tiger Palm, you have a chance to call Zuen. He's going to do extra damage and then heal a nearby ally. That's pretty cool. This is the Jade Fire stuff. Whenever Zuen the White Tiger is active, you're going to get Rushing Jade Wind again. So that's pretty cool. You want to try and summon Zuen as many ways as possible because there's a lot of buffs. And then, of course, this, I said this before, whenever you your Rushing Jade Wind does damage, or if Spinning Crane Kick does damage, there's a chance that Chi-Ji just jumps in and hits everybody as well. So they're all very passive. They're not really doing anything super exciting except for Yu'lon. Yu'lon gives you this kind of mini burst damage window. The rest of them are all just doing passive things, not too crazy. Strong, but not too crazy. Movement speed is up by 25% during Celestial Conduit. Very, very cool. You heal for 10% of your maximum health instantly when you activate Celestial Conduit, and then you receive less damage for its duration. That's cool. And then the effect lingers for 8 seconds. So I think this is definitely the play. 15% DR is really, really strong. For about this channel time is 3.3 seconds plus 8. So you get 11 seconds of damage reduction. Very good. Fortifying Brew grants you an absorb. Could also be good situationally if you know you're in a raid fight and you're going to take a really big hit and you want to get a big absorb shield. Maybe that's helpful. Jade Fire Stomp increases the damage of your next Rising Sun Kick. That's pretty cool. Just good for single target mostly. And then you get this random stat bonus depending what stance you're in. You switch between alignments after August Celestials have assisted you. So whenever an August Celestial assists you, you get secondary stats. I think if they're all up at the same time, you get all of them. I'm not entirely sure about that, actually. And then the very last one, Unity Within. Celestial Conduit can be recast once during its duration to call upon all of the August Celestials to assist you at 200% effectiveness. This just happens for free when Celestial Conduit ends. Okay, so you're never really going to press this. I don't know why it's even worded that way. I don't know when you would ever want to recast this. Maybe in PvP if you needed a particular moment. I'm not entirely sure, but generally speaking, I think you're probably just going to let this go off once you're done channeling. Okay, that's the entire hero tree. There's really only a couple synergies. Like I said, you've got the Teachings of the Monastery comboing with Whirling Dragon Punch. So what you think, what I think you want to do rotationally is get Strike of the Windlord going first. I would go Storm, Earth, and Fire, Strike of the Windlord, because again, it puts the Bone Dust Brew thing on. Then I would just go maybe right into Celestial. You could probably invoke Zuen, but you're going to get Zuen for free in a minute here. So what you want to be doing is building up to Whirling Dragon Punch if possible. And we're going to try and work on that. So we're going to go Storm, Earth, and Fire, Jade Fire. And we're going to go Strike of the Windlord. I'll do the Celestial thing. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to go Fist. We're going to go Fist of Fury into a Rising Sun Kick, into a Whirling Dragon Punch. Okay. And we'll also get that out. Then we go Zuen. We're going to get these going again. Fist of Fury. It's very, very fast now. Everything feels very fast. It feels very good. We got another proc. You can see our damage is quite good, I would say. From my testing on the PTR or the alpha so far, this is very, very good damage. Another Whirling Dragon Punch. Whirling Dragon Punch, remember, makes your blood. Look, I have 8 stacks of Teach to the Monastery. Boom! There goes all my blackout kicks. A lot of blackout kicks there, which is awesome. I have way too much chi right now. Let's spend some. I guess I'm just getting a lot. There's my Fist of Fury. Now there's a bit of a downtime. Of course, there's always a little bit of downtime with Windwalker, sorry, because you just have to, like, you get to your cooldowns and you go out of your cooldowns. But generally speaking, it's passive. All throughout combat, you're going to have Celestials randomly assisting you. It's whenever you press Tiger Palm. It's whenever you press lots. There's Zwen, just hit them right there. It's whenever you press a bunch of abilities. My Yu'lon buff is building up. Whenever I get that Storm, Earth, and Fire. There's a big kick right there. Let's go Fist of Fury into a Rising Sun kick really quickly, and then Whirling Dragon Punch, because I should have done Strike of the Windlord first. The bottom line is you should always do Strike of the Windlord first, basically, because it's going to give you that Bone Dust Brew effect. Very, very good. Then my Conduit of the Celestials is coming back. I don't have my Storm, Earth, and Fire up. I should have waited for my Storm, Earth, and Fire, but there you go. We're pulsing a bunch of damage. Very cool. And that's it, guys. That's how it works. So I think it looks good. I think it feels good. It plays smoothly. Are you doing anything really different rotationally? Not really. This isn't really changing my gameplay in any way. Yes, you could kind of wait for that Yu'lon window, but you're never going to wait for it. You're just going to build it up. The only thing I think you want to be doing is getting your Storm, Earth, and Fire inside of the Celestial Conduit window. I think that's what you're looking at. Otherwise, there isn't too much else going on. There is no more Serenity, by the way. Serenity is gone. You do get Storm, Earth, and Fire, which is way better. So that's it. That is Celestial Conduit. It's not too crazy. I think performance-wise, it's like passive, so potentially boring but good, goes in that category. I think it's fine. Like, I think it's fine. It's just a lot of passive procs that you're getting for free, and then you have a brand new cooldown that you get to use, you know, as much as it doesn't matter about the damage because it's split evenly amongst all enemies. So if you're on a single target or AoE, it does the same amount of damage. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna look at Shadowpan soon. I think it's also a passive tree. They didn't really give anything too exciting to Windwalker Monk, which is probably fine because they just had this massive spec tree rework. So people are going to have to figure this whole tree out again. And then with Windwalker, you're trying to maintain your mastery anyway, which can be a bit of a mind melter. Sometimes it can be a little bit stressful on your brain power, trying to make sure that you're pressing your abilities in the right sequence so you don't ever press the same ability twice, so you don't lose the benefit of your mastery. So if you had an active ability to throw on top, or sorry, like a complicated active ability to throw on top of that, I think it might be a little bit much. So the fact that we get a brand new ability that looks cool, it's fun, you only really have to put this inside of your Storm, Earth, and Fire window. That's the only extra thing you need to think about. That's pretty good. I think that's great. And then you can just worry about doing the rest of your rotation as it is. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please let me know, guys. I would love to hear from you down there. What do you think about Celestial Conduit? I think it's like kind of boring, but good. I think the damage is high from what I'm seeing on the alpha right now. Again, that's totally going to change, but the damage seems there. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Love you all. I will continue to cover the War Within. I will see you in the next one.